What is up, guys? Can everybody hear me? That was a fail. I heard me. What is going on? See a lot of people in here. Channel members, hey man, thanks for being here, brother. Crispy Critter channel member. Robert Douglas channel member. Dribby Tunes Originals. I don't know if that was earlier. Um, hey man again. Bearded Doom channel member. Good to see you, brother. Robert Douglas. Good to see you, my man. Hey man. Good to see you. Uh, what is everybody up to? Hokey stuff. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know. Snowbuck Scooter, channel member, and my brother. Great to see everybody on a Friday night. I'm glad we've made it this far. I don't know about y'all, but my week has been just lovely. How's everybody been doing? I hope great. I hope rocking. What is up, Z-Man? D-Metal, good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lord Needham. So yeah, the week pretty much had me off kilter all week, and today kind of culminated it, and I am so glad. Hour-long ride on the monkey bike. Bearded Doom, that's such the way to live, my friend. Such the way to live. Yeah, I take a lot of mental rides on my motorcycle. Today was one of those days. Twang Thang, welcome, brother. Tactical Terry, channel member, what is up? ND Metal, I don't know if I acknowledged you as a channel member. I appreciate all you guys that hang in, and I will be sending out sticker packs to everybody. I do have finally got an order in from Zug Monster with the Easy Peel stickers, and then I've got different channel stickers, just a few that I'm going to send out to you guys, and I'll send out in our giveaway tonight, which I have no idea what we'll be giving away tonight, but I do know that this is my last night with the Gripper V2 because I'm sending this along to brother Beard of Doom this weekend. Great night, guys. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if y'all had a chance to see my full kind of I wouldn't call it a review because I don't go down and cut down shit like a lot of people would, but my thoughts, my overviews, my just overall excitement with it coming. I can't see anything that would change from this Best Tech prototype that I was blessed to kind of hang out with for a couple of weeks, and it's just a top-notch tool, and I'm stoked for it and stoked for Jason, who, by the way, might stop in at some point tonight and show us what he's been working on, and I know he has one particular knife that's still available. Good evening, Michael Morgan. How are you, my friend? One Moon. Where did I see you? Oh, there you are. How are you, brother? Happy Friday. Man, I'm glad you guys are here and choose to hang out with me. We'll have some guests here at some point. Be up always. Be up always. But I'm going to tell y'all a funny story, and I'm convinced that Lefty EDC has indeed sold himself to the devil. Robert Douglas, how are you, my friend? So, Mary Ellen, welcome. Good to see you, Stabby. So I woke up at evidently around 3:45, judging by my confirmation email, and it was one of those ambient vision things that I guess happened where I woke up, had no idea, and just evidently got on traditional pocket knives, bought an Ohio Riverjack, which you guys know how I feel about slim joints. They're just not my jam. And used Lefty 10's code. So this morning when I woke up to the confirmation email, I was like, what all triggered that? So me being the analyst that I am, thought about it, rallied to try to figure out what in the hell is going on, and could only come to the conclusion that Lefty is somehow drilling into my head, causing me to do things. So I sent him a DM and said, hey, brother, the least you can do is send me a slip you're no longer using. Because I bought a slip joint at 3 a.m. with no recollection of it, 100% unconscious, but awake. It happens from time to time, but never something that's so off of what I would normally be looking for. Yeah, anybody wants the link, let me know. I will shoot it out. I'm going to shoot it out to Z-Man and to a couple people bod right now. Send it to Mary Ellen. Anybody wants to come on is welcome. That's why I'm looking down now, guys. I'm not blowing y'all off, even though I kind of am. I'm just trying to up your level of content. That's weird. All right, let's do this. Boom, boom. See, man, I've got you. Oh, I've got to go back and get the freaking link and copy. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to multitask, and it's not one of my strong points. And then Here to Doom. There he is. All right, so and then our brother, who is it? Dark Gravity is going to join us. Scotch and Things might join us. I sent our brother Beard of Doom and Z-Man a link. One thing I wanted to talk about was what I was carrying, and then I want to find out what everybody's carrying. Today and all week, I have carried this Quiet Carry 9. This was actually recommended to me by Chaz Like Sharp Objects, who actually had purchased 2 of these, one in fat carbon and one in this that I didn't know existed. I did not know, and when I did my unboxing, I thought this was shred carbon fiber. This is not carbon fiber. It is actually micarta. So if you look at it in the light, you can kind of see the micarta patterns, and I haven't put any oil on it or tried to patina it, but this by far is one of the finest knives I've handled. It's just blown me away. And I'm not a thumb stud only guy. You know, I'm more of a reverse flick guy. But this knife, the thinness of it, the ergos of it, is just a win. So that's what I carry today. What you guys carry?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How are you, my friend?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Did a bunch of seat time on the bike today.
That's beautiful.
Wife and kid are having a sleepover over at their friend's place, and I'm just sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing.
Well, I'm glad you were able to jump on, man. I'm always stoked to have people join. What is up, Z-Man? You're in a new spot.
What's up, man?
Yeah, this is my little corner of my bedroom where I kind of have all my EDC stuff.
Hey, that's cool.
I got my wall art back here with all my stickers I made. Well, some of my stickers, that's not all of them. And then I got the patches on the other side.
Nice.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I just kind of reserved myself to the dining room, and I need to come up with some kind of sound control because I'm probably echoey.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, usually if I hop on randomly, I'm chilling on the couch in the living room because the girl's already sleeping, but it's not that late yet, so.
Well, yeah, over there it's what, like 5:30?
About almost 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pokey Stuff's carrying a Civivi Odium and a Microtech Ultra 70 LMAX. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And then Robert Douglas, channel member, is carrying a Zippo and a Salut drop point. I'm not sure I know what that is. I'm going to have to Google it.
I had the mini Beluga on me today.
That is my favorite Beluga. And I had that in my possession, the one that had the...
I love this knife.
you'd call it G-Mascus. It was kind of red. It was
Yeah,
black with like red veins in it.
it's the
It was that
green.
one,
Yeah.
except it was red. And I forwarded that on to Bama Knife Guy because he didn't know anything about them. And what I loved about that knife and the full-size Beluga is I could middle finger flick it. Sobex carried the Civivi Hooligan. It's in his pocket now. Well, I got the Tanto that I've since given away on one of these lives, but I could not middle finger flick the Tanto. I don't know if it's the way that it just a little bit is different in the blade, like it goes down more into the handle, but the Tanto was unflickable for me.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, just for those of you who are thinking about getting one, it's a great knife. I mean,
Yeah, I love it. It surprised the hell out of me when I got it because I thought I might like it. I wasn't sure. I knew I didn't want the big one because it just looked too big for my liking. I like smaller knives.
well, then that's not a smaller knife. That's a medium-sized knife, I would say.
Right.
The smaller one, because the big one is so oversized.
I mean, I got a full grip on it. You know, the pinky's right at the end, but it's. But yeah, I fell in love with it as soon as I got out of the box and started flipping it and stuff. I was like, hell yeah, this is right up my.
Pedro, welcome, and Pretty Fly, welcome. I'm making sure I'm not missing anybody's carry.
I ordered a knife this morning before I went to work. The Best Tech Beehive. I don't know how you say it. It dropped on.
That
Yeah.
new little Hawksbill that just came out today.
It's a crazy looking little knife, but something spoke to me when I saw it. I wanted it.
Well, something might speak to you later tonight if you're liking Hawksbills, because Jason might join us, and I know he's got one that's ready to go, or very close to being ready to go. That's not altogether my jam, which is a good thing, because I've got 3 here. I've got 1, 2 inbound. Okay. I'm in love with those knives, guys.
See, JuhVon, he doesn't need to sell them to anybody
Well, I ordered that
else.
one this morning. I'm waiting.
All you got to do is keep sending us pictures.
Oh, I know.
And we're going to keep buying all of them.
Well, what do you think of the battle bar? The battle bar is what I'm so excited about.
The what bar?
The battle bar.
No idea what that is.
Ooh, I'm going to pull up something. Y'all entertain the crowd of like however many, 2.
I'm still waiting on my my arcane bar to show up.
I saw that, and he did a drop on those too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they all gone? Long gone?
No, they're still up on the site and available.
All right, I've got to strategically find, because it's hidden in this video. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Hold on, guys. I'm just scrolling behind the scenes here so I don't waste your time. And if he's taking it off... All right, let's see if that's it. Nope. All right, here it is. I'm going to share my screen with you. So what it is it's basically a J-cow where he's got a chisel grind cutting angle down the side.
Oh,
and in the front of it, got a real thick 2-step points, right? So it's more of a cross between, instead of it being just a knife, it's a knife and a pry. And I've already got the perfect sheath in mind for it. But that guy right there, can y'all see it?
Yeah, I saw that when he posted pictures. I didn't when you called it the battle bar. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Well, that's kind of a name that I think I heard it from him first, but to me it just makes sense.
Yeah,
because it's different than a knife, but it's still got the cutter. And he even talked about this could be used as a cap opener. You know, if you want to open your cold beverage. I don't partake in them, but to me that's a great sharpening choil. I love seeing anything like that.
I mean, it's definitely unique. The tip kind of reminds me. The tip reminds me of the EOD knife that Medford did.
The EOD was that the rescue knife?
I don't know. He designed it for the explosive ordnance disposal guys, and it's got
wouldn't accidentally poke something, right?
It's got a pry bar kind of tip, and then it's got little sections on it for stripping wire and things of that nature. But it's a fixed blade. It's pretty cool. I won't buy any of his stuff, but that's my own thing. But the knife itself is pretty cool.
And I've absolutely mentioned that in my videos, and I never ever want to alienate anybody because of what I buy or don't buy, but I do try to differentiate from the person. I'm going to share that because I think it's cool. Hold on one sec.
Sorry about that, guys. My internet decided to cut out on me for a minute there.
I thought maybe I accidentally kicked you. I'm glad that you had your internet took a poop, but anytime, just come back. Is this it, Bob?
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's a 5-inch. Yeah, that is kind of, you know what it reminded me of when I saw it, and it looked different.
So,
the
Mark?
ones that Jason's doing, but is it Ronin? Do I have that company right? That's kind of their claim to fame. Is they're on my Instagram all the time. They make really thick, like pry bar type deals. I want to say it's Ronin.
I don't know, man.
I'm not familiar with the name.
Let me pull it up. Now you make me really tactical. Y'all make me question myself.
I see so much stuff go past on that Instagram feed.
Oh, dude. I'm following so many people.
You go and you see one picture that you want to look at, like you load it up, and before you know it, it just reloads itself, and now that picture's long gone.
And what it also does is it'll definitely dictate what you see next.
Mm.
And it's not Ronin, so I got it wrong, because when I Googled that, it pulled nothing. And if I go RO...
Do either of you follow Bug Out Bard on Instagram?
I don't believe so.
He always posts hand dumps, and they're always like color coordinated, and he always has pouches and shit. But I got this little pocket organizer from him this week, and on the back it's got hook and loop. But what's really cool is the pen part right here. The whole back comes off, so you can take it apart and you can flip the pen loop whichever way you want it.
I'm gonna make you big for a second if you don't mind.
It's really freaking cool though. Like it. Or if you want to just put the main part in a bag on hook and loop or something, you can do that too. But I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I think I paid him like $25 or $30 for it. He shipped it quick. First time I ever bought something from him. But I've been following him for a while, and I just hit him up like, "Hey man, where do you get those?" And I happened to see on one of his posts that looks if I can get it faced the right way. That it said Bug Out Bard on the tag. So I was like, "Are you making those?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." So I hit him up, and he sold one to me and shipped it to me, and I'm digging it.
What's the front look like? Because that's a pocket dropper, right? And it allows you to carry your...
I got my Dapper Ion in there, and I got my little Leatherman PS4 in there.
And then you've got some patches on the back because it's got the stick that you can even use.
And I can throw a small pen in there if I wanted to.
Because it's got the loop on the side, dude. I like it.
Yep.
Now,
it's pretty slick, man. Bug Out Bart. He's on Instagram.
Let me see if I'm following him.
He always posts sick hand dumps. They're all color coordinated and shit. He's got a lot of cool stuff. I've been following him for a while. I always see his stuff on there.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm following him. Well, yeah, he does make a ton of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull it up
Super cool dude.
You guys are interested.
Super cool dude to talk to. It was pretty fun. Good interaction. I enjoyed it.
Demonock, Scotch and Things. How are you, brother? Scotch and Things.
Good.
Have you met
How you guys
Z-Man?
doing? What was that?
Have you met Z-Man? The guy
haven't.
sitting. Z-Man, have you met Scotch and Things?
Nice
I have
to meet
not. What's up, man?
And I know
I think
you've
I've
met
seen
Bearded
him.
Doom, right?
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple
I've
live
seen
streams
Doom.
ago.
Cool. Cool.
What's up, Scotch and Things? How you doing, man?
Good. I'm excited for the weekend.
No
Yes.
shit, dude. This week was trying.
It was trying. I'm glad for the weekend.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all.
Yep. Right there with you.
I tell you, it's I don't know if you were here earlier, Scotch and Things, but I'm convinced that Lefty EDC has sold his soul to the devil and has some kind of power over me. He
What'd you buy?
I bought.
Wait, he posted a drop and then you bought something.
No, at 3:45 a.m. this morning, I was 100% asleep. but my body went to traditional pocket knives and bought, of all things, a Ohio Riverjack sheep's foot.
That's a
You'll like it.
fantastic knife, man.
I don't have it. I mean, it was on sale. I mean, I'm not,
Yeah.
but I've always sworn I will never go down the slip joint rabbit hole. It doesn't appeal to me. It still doesn't. It doesn't
You don't have to
appeal
go down the rabbit hole, man. I've got like 3 and I'm good.
But
Dude,
the
that's the-
caveat is on the receipt, I used Lefty 10's fucking code. So I'm convinced he's like pulling strings. He knows when I'm at my weakest. And he's using
got
it to
that.
get his whatever 10% or 5%.
I got that same one, and I did surgery on it, and I drilled a doodad into it and torched the whole thing blurple.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
you got
sick.
the titanium one.
Yeah, it's the jigged titanium sheep's foot.
See, it was Big Red's fault I bought that Best Tech this morning. I woke up and watched his video about it, and then turned around and bought the damn thing.
I'll be honest with you guys. That's how when I first started collecting knives, and what attracts me to knives now. There's certain knives now that I'm hunting for basically because I'm hunting for them, but I used to get influenced by all of that stuff, and I have no regrets. I mean, I have no turd knives that I really picked up off of a reviewer saying it was a good
Right.
knife.
Well, I trust
Um,
JB 100% because me and him are buddies. You know that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's so much that I tell people that the credibility of the reviewer should tell you if you're going to kind of like it. And it still doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's going to be guaranteed to be your jam. A reviewer is just telling you what their opinion of the knife is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they could have a totally different style than what you're into.
Exactly.
If
And
you
hopefully
like,
over-
if you like what I'm showing, then you're gonna like what I'm showing because the knife show is not the norm.
But don't you
As I've
don't you
seen.
think that the consistency of what is on your channel is the fit and finish and the machine quality? I mean, don't you think it's all pretty consistently well done?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Does
So
G-Ball?
whether you like the jam or not, you know that it's going to be done right. Where a lot
Yeah.
of the things that we look at and the
Yeah.
complaints that I've heard, and I think the greatest was when Matisfaction did his review on that Rosecraft blades, and I forget which one it was. And I love, I love swags, and I love the whole Rosecraft blades idea. But he did the dissenting review saying, I don't think it's that great. I've seen so many reviewers saying this thing's awesome that I feel like I needed to try one out. I did. I'm having a different experience. It could have been a different knife. I could have gotten a bad one, but this is why I think this knife sucks. So you got to take
Right.
it with a grain of salt. And unless you're watching Lefty, then he's trying to sell you something, so it's not a bad thing. I say that kidding. Lefty shits on products harder than anyone else that I know.
I usually watch Lefty when I'm at work driving around because I have long drives sometimes. So his longer videos work for that because I don't have to fuck with the phone as much. That's when I listen to Lefty.
That's where I get my groggies. If I listen to anybody from Bob DeMarco to some motivational speaker to any podcast when I'm traveling, eventually my brain associates that with the bedtime story, and that's not good. So I've got to keep music on when I ride, but I used to always ride with either live streams or, watching people's videos, just listening to them in the background. And now it just drones me to sleep. It must be old age. It fucking sucks.
I do a lot of books on tape for long drives.
What is up, G-Ball? Crispy Critter, what is up? Welcome, guys. Oreo Dave, welcome. I'm not paying
Hey,
attention
Dwayne
to
Letterman.
chat again. I'm sorry. Dwayne Letterman, how are you, brother? I hope
Sorry,
Rusty's
couldn't
doing
comment.
well. I've reached out to him, Rusty Knife Lover. Has anybody heard on how he's doing?
I have not heard anything myself.
Carco, welcome, channel member, brother.
I just realized that the Diablo beta is back up again this weekend.
Oh, no. And you don't have people at home keeping you from doing that for the next 18 hours?
Uh-huh.
That's what I mean. I just know where I'd be. That's too good. El Cap Addict, what is up? Beefer said he's out of the hospital. That is a great, great update. I appreciate you sharing that.
How's Grateful Panda doing, Javon?
Grateful Panda to the disgust of many, went to work yesterday for the first time with his fucking skateboard. The person who took him would not let him get his skateboard out of the car, but he got it after she left. And he is back at work, and he is slowly skating around. Hey man, gifted one membership. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. But yeah, he's doing better. You know, he had a rough go because he was going to go live Tuesday night late, and Shane, he, and Vince, Simplify Guy, all had a stomach bug. I witnessed, unfortunately, Grateful Panics, and I'd had it about 4 days before, a stomach bug, and couldn't go live. He thought he'd pulled the pile down.
I had it not this week, but the week before, and was out of work for 3 days with some stomach crap that had me messed up.
It's horrible. It's horrible. And my mom, when I told her about it, she said she'd heard about it on the news, but I was like, whatever, I don't watch the news for a purpose. Dwayne Letterman. Yeah, my sponsor told me a long time ago, don't watch college football, don't take it seriously, which was a great lesson for me. Think about it as your kid out doing their best and leave it at that. Don't gamble on it, of course. And Happy Haptics, how are you, my friend? So, Scotch and Things, Bod, what are you guys carrying today?
Oh, I carried at work today the Strider SMF and a Microtech SOCOM Elite.
Nice.
And
are y'all excited about the Ram Lock coming? Or no, that you're going to have to go get one, or you could man with it?
See, I want to try one. I'm not a fan of like an Axis lock. Like, I don't like the Benchmade Axis lock. I just don't like how they feel. But I like the Demco Shark Lock, which is kind of like it's a spring. I want to try one.
Yeah, I'm interested. And the reviews have been, and the ones that I trust, like Metal Complexes, he seemed to think that the one that I'm more interested in, that the Stitch, I forget, it's got 3-letter designation. Somebody knows it. The MSI. Yeah.
No, the MSI is there's the Stitch and the MSI.
Yeah, the MSI is the one that's more interesting to me because the Stitch is cool, but it's so tactical. And he was talking about it being very sluggish, as you would expect a Benchmade or any Axis lock, bar lock style to be. And the biggest offender or the worst are Kunwus, in my opinion. Now, Kunwu on the
I'm still waiting to get my Kunwu.
By getting that bigger string.
So mushy.
Well, this one they set with 2 sets of springs, Bod?
Yeah.
And I did a video where the set of springs actually jettisoned when I was trying to put them in. This knife is perfectly put together, and if I knew what I was going into before I went after it, it would have not been a problem at all.
Yeah.
But the second set of springs, you can feel it in the deployment, in the resistance, or because it's not a detent, but it definitely sucks the blade down in a lot harder and gives you a lot more resistance coming out. But
I modified my my X-Tau
by shortening them, right?
Yeah, I cut about maybe 2 to 3 millimeters off of each spring, and then just reprofiled them to make them a tighter radius and be a little snappier. This is my other Axis lock. This is what I was carrying today. It's the Forever Steel Armor.
Ooh, nice. So when you say it's an Axis lock, that's not done with the similar type of springs. It's probably a different type of springs.
Oh, it's got springs. They're just like gargantuan, big.
Let me make you big for a second.
Huh?
Let me make you big for a second to look at that, if you don't mind. And I see it's got like a ram lock pullback, which could be a single spring or double spring. Oh God, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, then it's got a lock here where you can keep it from opening. And
I like it.
Who does that? Is that Max Ace?
No, this is Forever Steel.
Forever Steel.
Forever Steel.
Deck Links or King Freeman X designed it. Oh, yeah, so you can see a little You see a little cut on my hand right there from when I was playing with it earlier, and it dropped down and pinched my hand in there.
Yeah,
It
I
got
got
you a
I got
little.
my finger on the way down. I had a bunch of knives upstairs, and I was throwing them in pockets, and I put this one in my left
See,
pocket, and
I still think Hogue does with their Able lock better than the Axis lock, personally,
I
as
agree.
far as how it
I
feels.
think everybody does Benchmade, the crossbar lock or whatever. I think everybody does it better than Benchmade actually does it.
Which they really should if they've got it to kind of be their benchmark, to kind of look at and
Yeah.
find ways to
Yeah.
improve upon it. It would
But I
make
think-
sense.
Yeah, you think Benchmade would be, I haven't handled a ton. Like, I'm not a fan of the bug out. I don't know if it's just
I've got a lot of Benchmades, guys. I bought them recently. I've always.
I've
got a little-
And you know what?
I've got a little collection of them.
I had an Osborne, and I liked the knife, but
They're all
it-
very
it's-
weak. They have not upgraded. The best
There's my-
Axis lock I've got.
There's my
is
bug
this-
out.
I've been.
You can see
close
the
so
blade
many
is used
times
on that
to
one.
buying
That is the best Axis lock that Benchmade's ever done in this mini loco.
That's a really cool looking knife.
Dude, it's a great knife. It fits
If
your
you didn't
hand.
say that was a Benchmade, I would have never known.
That's my favorite Benchmade, the Rift.
It is so. Do you see how it sucks that blade all the way in? Watch this. And it doesn't bounce. And Benchmade discontinued it because I think it cost them too much to make it, because it is a very nice, that's all sculpted G10. Look at these huge standoffs on it instead of just using their little Benchmade barrels.
Little barrels, yeah.
What
It's
was
all
the
about
new
that
one they
bottom
just
line,
came
man.
out with?
That's what it boils down to.
That
They can-
titanium. It's really thin, and
Yeah,
everybody was
the,
kind of up in arms with about the
The
price
Narrows.
or whatever.
The
Is
Narrow.
that what it's called, the Narrow?
The Narrows.
I think that one looks cool, but
It
it'd be
looks
a nice
very
thing.
cool.
I thought it looked cool too till I saw the price.
How
Well,
much?
and I
I mean,
think that's
if you're
the
going to
point.
go with something super narrow and what have you, I would honestly go with one of the $30 Kershaws.
If that's what you were going for, right?
If you're going for that super ultra thin,
Super
you can
thin.
get a knife that's going to perform just as well for $30 and
I
not pay
think
the
what they're
Benchmade
looking
tax.
at, and I think I heard this via a reviewer or somebody who talked to their rep, is they know that they're only going to produce a small amount, and there's a certain type of Spyderco or Benchmade person that really loves to collect their knives that will buy that knife and thinks it's a good value because it uses the same. It doesn't use the Axis springs. It uses whatever the Anthem uses, I think. Am I saying that right or wrong?
See, and I didn't. My brother had an Anthem, and that felt.
I've never
real.
handled one.
God, it's a cool knife, but that spring is really weak, I think.
Feels very
'Cause-
weak when you.
Yeah, because it's the integral with the one. It's got a coil spring instead of like the Omega spring, and I thought it was weaker than like an Access lock, like an Omega spring. But that's just
Well, I
me.
remember,
I know people love that knife.
My buddy A to Z had one, and I know he sold his because he felt it was sharp in his hand. I don't know where, because I didn't handle it that much. I've always thought it was a super cool knife, and I was with him when he bought it. He actually bought it at a store here in Huntsville, which does a great amount of estate business, because the guy, John, who owns the store, is really the only Benchmade dealer in town. And there is a group. If Tad was here, hopefully he'll join us in a little while. He'll tell you the people he works with buy and will only buy Benchmade. And they could buy knives like he does, but they're so loyal to Benchmade. So John, at this little Knives and More store in Huntsville, doesn't only sell people a lot of knives, he has people come in and sell him back a lot of knives. Because one of the things is, if you don't sharpen it, if you don't abuse it, and you bring your receipt, he'll give you what you gave him in trade. No questions asked. And he'll put it on his shelf. And people
That's
come in
pretty cool.
there. What just happened? How'd I get myself big? There we go. So People like me go in there to see what he's got, what has come back out of people's collection, because you'll see Benchmade's that you've never seen in your life before. I mean, Benchmade's made so many SKUs over the years before I was collecting knives. It's just, I wish my USA case wasn't across where I have to reach for it every time, because I've got like a little, I think it's called the Benchmade Valet. Have y'all seen that little knife?
Mm-mm.
That's a knife that Dark Gravity traded me for. It's a little, what I would consider.
Bezos just showed up at 9
Oh,
o'clock.
sweet. A live unboxing. It's just a little M390 G10. Great little EDC knife on an axis lock, right?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't want to cooperate with me right now.
See,
But
that's
I
what
would have
the great
never
thing
known
is,
that
though.
exists. And you'll find these or little knives that are similar. Or where I found this mini Loco was at St. Nick's Knives in the Parkway City Mall here in Huntsville. And this is a first production. This knife's been out forever, and I bought it less than 2 years ago. And it was new on a Benchmade dealer's shelf because people weren't into it. And again, there's nothing that has this Benchmade is unlike any other in construction. I mean, I've got the Freak. It's great. I love it. The Mini Loco is a bomb. Bama Ninja, are we getting bad weather, buddy? If we do, I need to go cover up my window, and Grateful Panic's still out in it. You guys know that somebody took off the left side of my car.
Wait, was that your
What?
second accident, or are we talking 3 now?
No,
The second one?
nothing. No,
Second,
yeah,
okay.
it was the first one.
The first
actual
one?
first one. Yeah. The one that I'm still waiting for. And I've talked to the Ford dealer a couple of times, and what they're having an issue with is getting a replacement door because there's so many electronics in it, which is really what needs to be replaced, plus a couple other parts. That driver's side door is not easy to get. I would think you could go to a junkyard and get one, but they don't play that way. They want a new one. Oh, really? Tornadoes? I'm not scared of tornadoes. I just don't want rain going in my freaking car. And I've got this little tarp that I've engineered with 2 skateboard wheels on each corner. It's a hammock tarp, but I need to have something heavier than the skateboard wheels, but I can wedge them in on one side, and then on the other side of the car, I just tuck it into my door and shut it, because that side works fine. And it makes a pretty good little canopy. Now, if we have tornadic winds, I'm screwed.
It's gone.
I hope the whole car gets blown away, to be honest with you. That would probably be the best. And me too. For anybody watching, I should be in that wind. It's been kind of that crazy kind of 2 weeks. I would surf into a tornado just to see what it was like.
We had a pretty crazy windstorm here last night.
Well, what's bad is all the debris that gets thrown around. Chaz, like sharp objects, welcome, my brother. We were just talking about you. This is my number 1 now, Chaz, or it has been for the last 2 weeks, week and a half since I've got it from you. Chaz is the one that said, I've got 2 of these. If you're interested, I'm going to be getting rid of one. I think you'll really like it. And I bid on it, and I'm glad I did. Quiet Carry 9. He says, 1 is a carbon fiber Griptilian his daughter got me for Christmas. Can't ever let that one go. With this kid's name laser engraved. And the second one is an APB Assist, which is my first knife ever. Yeah, I'm not knocking Benchmade, because I've got way more than that. Some that I bought that have no sentimental value, like a 940, a 945, a bug out, a baby bug out.
I'm not knocking anybody for anything they collect, because it could be Benchmade, Spider, whatever you're into. That's what's great.
Right.
I mean, there's something for everybody. and you don't have to like what I like, and I don't have to like what you like, but at least there's something for everyone.
Exactly. Hey, Kenny.
There's so many choices out there.
Oh
Kenny
yeah.
McKinney. Welcome, brother, from another mother.
I mean,
Be shady.
and
If
you
you
can,
if you get into the knife world and you can't find something you like, you got a problem.
yeah, and you
Well,
can
the
start
great thing
somewhere
is-
and find yourself somewhere else, and
regardless of what you like, you can like only Gerbers, and you're welcome here. And anybody's chat, you're in the knife community. Don't let anybody tell you any different. If you don't like knives and you're just looking for a community of people that are like-minded, which means we're all kind of a little bit crazy, it's a great place to get introduced to knives. I wish I'd found the community before I started collecting knives, and I guess in a way I did. I just didn't participate in it.
Chaz, the Mini Adamas is a fantastic work knife. I can vouch for that.
is it an auto? And is it or is it? Or no?
They,
and it's
I believe
also
they have autos, but there's also manuals. I have the manual.
See, I want
That's
to
it with
Actually,
AWT scales on it.
I actually have two of them, the same one, the Mini, but I got this one I bought, this one I won from Zach in a giveaway. This is the SHOT Show exclusive with the Burgundy micarta.
Micarta?
See, that's one I'd like to.
But this is the one that I bought originally.
Look at the difference.
The crew wear
in
is
Adamas
fantastic.
and the Mini Loco. Look at that blade thickness, because the Adamas is kind of like their flagship, the Mini Adamas, in terms of being able to stick it through a car door. And the axis lock works great. You've got a lot of pop in it. But when you look at just an overall workhorse.
But this crew wear is a cardboard eating machine, man. I tell you what.
Oh yeah. And it's very sharp. This knife cut me harder than anything else cut me. And it cut me when I was trying to adjust it. So I had it sitting like this. I was trying to get it to center because this knife still won't fucking center. But I had it sitting like this, and it came down on my pinky. Like, came down, and I saw it coming towards my pinky. And I thought I got it out of the way, and then it hit the tip of my pinky. And I said, thank God it hit my knuckle, because it was literally just the weight of the blade. I was like, thank God it just hit my tip of my pinky and it didn't hit my finger, but it cut all the way through my pinky and cut this part of my fingertip off, dude. I had to like glue it back together, and super glue left it where I have no scar.
That's what this.
But this is the worst.
One did.
That's the worst cut I've ever gotten, and it was just this because I didn't have the pivot all the way in. So this is snapping shut, but it just literally fell, boom, and bounced off my fingernail, which it didn't. It just went right into it.
Hi, Shane.
Recon 1, I bought it. I saw people had video. Like, I can't flick it. Some people can. And, man, I thumbed it open, and it went to about here. And somehow I got my thumb in there, and it didn't go open all the way, and it came back down. And yeah.
You know,
I'm pretty sure they have autos of the Adamas.
They do.
I thought they did.
They do, and I think if I'm not mistaken, the first rendition, when it came out before I was a collector, it was only an auto. Is that right? Didn't it come out before, or wasn't there an Adamas or a previous Adamas before this launch?
I don't know.
I don't know. I could be making shit
Hold
up.
on, I'm looking I'm looking it up.
I sent you a link, fool, if you want to jump in. And I sent Grateful Panic one, but he hadn't made it back from closing up yet. And guys, Grateful Panic, I don't know if y'all remember last week, not only did he break his arm, but he tried to open a paint can with his F5.5
He broke his arm too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What?
That was 2 days after he cut his hand.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he walks in the
catch a break.
house. He doesn't say anything. He comes back out. He goes, hey, man, can you give me a ride to the emergency room? This is like 12:30 in the morning. I was like, dude, did you rip your hand open? He goes, no, I think I broke my arm. So I drove him down the emergency room, and he'd fallen off his skateboard. He'd went out just to kind of get his head clear. We've got a church parking lot that's lit right up here by the house, and it's super smooth pavement. But he was trying to do a freaking manuals, you know, where you stay on your back wheel only, and his board slipped out from under him. And he broke it on a Wednesday night, last Wednesday night, and then he had surgery on Friday morning to put a pin in it. I love
he
the
needs a
tile
babysitter.
can. Well,
There's a
he's
picture of that
I would
Bezos
think he
probably
I
was
would think
thinking
he
about
learned
it.
from it, but he did take his skateboard to work when he went back to work, which I understand because if he's not trying tricks, he shouldn't fall off of it.
Oh, they do make both. I couldn't remember if they made both the regular size Adamas and the mini automatic, but they do. They do both sizes automatic.
Yes. Now I don't know if they did it before. Did you find out if it was a reissue, if the Adamas has come back from something?
I know they had older versions, but I didn't look into what if they're automatic or not.
I love that pile of knives. I love the way Doom organizes his knives. There's got to be an easier
Oh,
way.
is that his
brother.
pile of knives?
Yeah,
That's the
Doom
pile.
keeps
Well,
his stuff. He's got his inexpensive knives, and he's got his $8,000 or $2,000 knives in there.
Here you go.
it's
That's awesome. Let me just add
every
to the
single
pile.
video. I'm like, oh, I got to clean this shithole up behind me, and it's still just a shithole. It's just stuff like I open stuff, or it's just like my cleaning
I've
stuff
got
just gets thrown
my
over
desk is
here.
pretty
and-
messy too. All kinds of crap on there.
I just got this guy in. It's the Isham Kaiser Soze.
Oh, I like that.
So good.
I'm gonna make you big for a second. And that's a Kaiser,
Yep.
the Kaiser Blade series.
It's the Elijah Isham design. But yeah, I don't know if they put it with any particular series.
Well, it looks like a lot nicer. With what I call the series, the Blade series, or the ones that were full tie or carbon fiber, and the Vanguards are the ones that are like $100 or less. And that looks like a nicer Kaiser.
Oh yeah, this was definitely in the nicer ones.
Is it double edge or is it just single?
It's a single edge. It's double ground, but it's dull on the top. But it's still
Okay.
really fine. I mean, if you wanted to put an edge on it, you totally could.
Talk about pokey stabby.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous knife. I mean, everything Elijah touched, I was a very big fan of. Where are my? Oh, that's in my.
My only Elijah is the McKenna from Civivi. I dyed this one, the handle.
Nice. I got that. I just got these 3 in that I haven't opened yet. But McKenna is one of them.
And the Archeos, if you don't have, you need to get. Because you got the Plethoros, it looks like, in your unboxing. But the
Is the Archeo him too?
I've got it. If you'd like, I'll
This
show
one?
it to you. No, not that one. Hold on one sec.
Oh.
I might be calling
I
it
was
the
like,
wrong
wait a
thing.
second. I was like, I have the Artisan Archeo in copper. This is my first copper knife, was this guy.
Like that.
Doom, you've got the F3 Aquatic, don't you?
I sold it.
You did?
I did. I sold it to Sharif.
Oh, okay. I watched your. God, I just like how thick it is compared. I think I'm going to sell my. I might sell my titanium. I just like that the F3 is thicker in hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very nice knife. It just really wasn't my jam.
Do I have? How's that, Carco? It might be my lighting too. I've got a couple different little lights going, and I've been playing with them, trying to find the best setup.
Yeah, I still have. I thought I was down to only 2 more Isham designs that I needed, and then I brain farted and realized there were 7 more that I still need.
Yeah.
Are they all? Are they all in production?
No, they're all out of production.
Yeah, he passed away, what, a couple years ago now?
I've got too many
Oh,
knives.
that was a loss for the community there when Isham died. That was
This one here, Bod. Whoops, I failed it.
That's the Plethros, isn't it?
That might be the Plethros. The other one is there are two that Civivi makes, besides the McKenna, and besides there are two that look like
black
this.
here.
Okay. So Plethros.
That's the same one.
Yeah, that's the.
But they
Plethros.
make another one that looks very similar in handle, but it's smaller. My buddy A to Z had it. It is called something with an A. Let me find it. So that was the Plethros we were just looking at, right? Yes.
That's the Lazar. That's a Civivi as well.
It's called
Was the I would say was the Anthropos the Civivi one?
yes. How do you pronounce that?
Anthropos.
Anthropos. That's the one that is still available. That looks very similar to the Plethros, but it's shorter.
It's
And
this
it's a
one
front
right here.
flipper. Cool. So you'll have them all.
There. That didn't work. It's still tight. Yeah,
They've got to break in. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the Anthropos. This is the bronze one, or the copper one, excuse me. I think it's got some weight to it.
Is that hole accessible when it's closed on that?
So what now?
Is that hole accessible when it's closed on that?
That's how I open mine. I would think the small one would be the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get to it. It just
Got to work for it.
You've got to reach for it. I mean, it's not naturally placed there.
yeah.
I wish
I've
that
got
they're
one
gonna-
of
I mean-
these, and they've all just been sitting in their boxes. I looked at them once, and they've been sitting in their boxes waiting for me to film.
And it has a different, all of his flippers, because I've got a couple of Kaiser. They're these little pointy flippers, pokey flippers kind of.
Mhm.
And they're really designed to be whipped back. And they open great. But if you're used to just, I tell people this, that if you're used to carrying one knife, and we're all blessed to carry a lot of different knives, that it's going to be not uncommon for you to pick up a knife that feels sluggish or feels like it's different. It should, but you just got to dial it in to find out how to operate that knife. And unfortunately, or fortunately, we don't have that problem where we have to dial in knives before we set them back. In this one's case, back in the door hanger.
Which was what was the one that we did the most famous one? Like it looked like a
That's
spaceship.
the sticker. I think you got that, Bod. The one that we did that looks like it's got a spine. It's the one that comes in the sticker.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of like it's kind of skeletonized and
What was that? Sorry about that, guys.
The Arrakis.
Yes.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that one, and then there's the. Jesus Christ. It's one of the ones that I'm searching for, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Go to my notes. The Eschaton.
Are they similar?
Very similar.
Are they? Does we do both of them?
Yes.
Like, how's the detail? Like, every Wii I've handled kind of has like. I know the quality's great, but is it like a good detent and
Oh,
did they do it right?
The Arrakis is one of the best Wii's I've ever handled.
This Wii right here has great detent.
Does it?
I mean, if you're talk about finger flick detent, it's tight. And we also makes the Bird Blade Slim. Where's my Slim? And it's got really tight.
I had the Berg that
I don't know
they
if I can-
gosh, he had the other small one that Berg did for him.
The Barber?
No, gosh, I think he did not the Iron Pup. The Iron Pup was the big one, or the Iron Pup, because then there was like the bigger one and the smaller. I think it was the Iron Pup, right?
Officer O'Nass, how are you, brother? Sorry, dude. Go ahead, Scotch. I was listening. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, I think was it the Iron Pup, the smaller.
There was an Iron Pup and there was an
Iron
Iron
Pup?
Wolf, I think. I
Iron
think
Wolf was the bigger one.
Iron
I
Pup
had
was
the
the
Iron
small one.
Pup. Yeah, I liked it, and I don't know, it just kind of felt dead to me. Like,
Was it just not big?
maybe no. I don't know. I think I would have liked the Iron Wolf better.
I would not know this was a Wii if I didn't, as I fail it. That was me. I would not know this was a Wii if somebody didn't tell me it was a Wii. I would think it was Best Tech, possibly Riot.
Yeah, I would have never known that that's a Wii.
This is a Wii. I mean, we can do really cool stuff. I think all those OEMs, if they're challenged, some of them are up to the challenge where some of them aren't. Because again, this is a Best Tech OEM that you'll get in a few days, Bob.
Uh-huh.
That looks badass.
Dude, it's such a win. It is such a win.
Yeah,
Again,
I'm
you
gonna have a
got
hard time sending that one back to him. I like it a lot.
It just hit my finger. You don't want to pull it straight back because this backspacer, as you guys will see me talking nauseum, locks in. So you don't want to have your finger come down there and stop because it'll stop the spine from locking up. But yeah, you'll love the way it feels, Doom. It'll feel your hand, and I'll be interested. I think this choil will work great for you. Sausage fingers.
It looks thick.
It is when you look at it compared to the Gripper 1. I think it's just because the Gripper 1, the handle is definitely beefier.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you're going to shorten out the handle, you got to thicken it up to get a beefier purchase, at least for me. If it's got a shorter, thicker handle or just a long, big handle, either way.
You know what he nailed on it besides the deployment hole? This access to the liner lock or the frame lock, where before you kind of had to reach for it. Can you see how it's just easily right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to send it on because he was showing me, and I hate front flippers. It's so easy to actuate. And again, it's not that that's just a big front flipper spine. It's part of the design of the knife. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't. I love it. And I think it makes for a great cleaver.
Love it.
Yeah, I love front flipper. Well, when they're done well, I love front flippers.
Is it dull, or do you just need to? You don't feel comfortable sharpening it? I can get that. I totally get that. That's one of my other habits. I guess I'd say I wouldn't say hobby. I'll call it a habit. I love to sharpen knives, even if they don't need it. And I'll also wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, and all my sharpening shit will be out. And I'll have knives sitting there. Thank God they're all still 17 degrees and sharp. But I've sharpened knives and have no memory of it.
I'm going to send you a bunch then because sharpening is one of those things I want to do. I don't know if I don't have the pay. I suck. I can put a good working edge on a work knife that I don't care, it's going to get messed up again. So it doesn't have to look good. It's just got to cut. I sent some knives off to, Sean at Blades and Fades.
Yeah, I know Sean very well.
Jeez, man,
he's a master, dude. I do not sharpen like that.
I had bought 2 old Striders, and one was bad. I mean, this isn't a knife, but it had been sharp. This is one of the ones I sent him, but it had been sharpened so badly, and I mean, whoever had owned it just abused it, and the choil was pretty much gone. And the tip was gone, and it was way, way more than anything I could handle. And he, let
me make you big, because his work is awesome,
dude. He and then he kept, he was like, well, I'm just not. I mean,
He's a perfectionist, which is what
He
you want.
is, because which is kind of, and there's some, I use this, so there's crud on the blade, but look at the
mirror on
shine he
that.
put on it. Yeah. But the one is the SMF NSN, it's upstairs. And it had been used and abused and put away wet. And the blade was, I got it. The guy kind of the pics didn't look as bad as it,
It was when you
I
got
was
it
like,
in hand.
I got it, and I'm like, oh my God. And Sean did an awesome job. Way better than I can do. Way better than I want to try. I just was like, dude, don't worry about it, man. Just make them sharp. Send them. And he goes, no, they're not ready yet.
And this guy right here, Kyle Coonley at Clinging Works, is a guy to send any of your knives to. He sharpened this knife that cut me recently. It didn't cut me badly, but he put the mirror edge on that. Yep, on this one.
I'm about ready. See, and I don't know, I'm not versed enough to know what the stuff like Sean put this thing where it's like, I'm gonna cut phone book paper in. I want something like this SNG I used at work, and I cut I used it on some really thick plastic banding a bunch, and it's dull here now.
You want it to have bite.
So I don't need, this one's not going to go to work because it's an old school, but like my work knives, I want to have a different edge than my EDC knife, and I'm not good enough. Satu Dave sent me a KME, man, and I still suck at it.
Really?
Yeah.
You just don't have the patience for it.
I don't know if
It's okay, because I know Lefty had a Blitz 360, and he immediately sent it to Backpack B, and Backpack B sharpens his knives now, because Lefty didn't want to learn how to do it.
I want to learn, and I'm down here trying, and I'm screwing stuff up, and I'm scratching, I'll say it's like a...
Well, your best sharpeners are freehanders, and Kyle Coonley, who's in the chat, who's Clinging Works. Hey, Kyle, send Scotch and Things a DM on Instagram with your info on it. Because again,
I don't know if I followed him on, because this one, in there, I know I get the guys, they put the black Sharpie on, right, to sear, but on a black blade,
if you don't want it reprofiled, because these guys whether it be Jared, whether it be Sean, whether it be Kyle, they can either reprofile your edge, or if you want it, like you're saying, to kind of just be refined but be real toothy, tell him to leave it at 400, 600 grit, so he's not taking it down those extra polishing levels. He's still leaving that bite on it, but it's still hair popping.
Like on this one, my fire flipper, I cut through some it was like a concrete epoxy, and then it dried, and I chipped the blade a little bit, but it's still sharp as shit. I gotta give it to Medford. He could put an edge on and a 3V. I love 3V for work. It's done some. I've done some dumb stuff with 3V, and
you use your knives. They should go dull if you're using them like that.
Yeah, I just use the work sharp precision adjust. And I'm not doing any of the crazy mirror edge stuff, but I put a good enough edge, I can go to work and beat it up, and it's still sharp. I cut paper, you know what I mean?
I put a
nothing
better
crazy,
edge,
but it works.
I put a better edge on an SMF, one of my work knives with that precision adjust, than I did with the Wicked Edge. I don't know if I'm just not.
I can't use the Wicked Edge. It's just not my
Not
jam.
the Wicked Edge, the KME.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know if I'm supposed to just I've watched videos. I've seen guys go swoop, and I've seen guys go,
I go, but I think the key is keeping it consistent. Whether you're swooping, you're going, that you're getting, you're not giving everything. One side of the blade a lot more treatment than the other side of the blade.
Yeah, keep it even.
And the guys that freehand, because I'm one of Anee's knives in the Bang Gang, and on Sundays I'll watch his sharpening videos. I find them fascinating but I just I don't have that kind of skill set.
I don't have the patience for freehanding.
Let me find that so I can put it on the screen,
But
guys. I'm
the
terrible.
one thing I do, because I'm a maintenance specialist, so I use my knives quite a bit at work too. But I always carry a pocket strop and ceramic home with me at work. So if I need to just touch up my edge real quick, I can pull that out of my backpack, hit it on the strop in the ceramic home real quick, bring that edge back a little bit, and go right back to work. You know what I mean? I do that a lot.
See, I think scotching things is like cutting shit up, though. Like
my kids got me this thing for Christmas, and it's got a little strop in there that's worked pretty good. Yeah, I do some dumb shit with knives, but.
And I would give Stabby Stokes' recommendation any kind of credibility it needs. Tony Kim, if y'all are familiar with, is an amazing sharpener. And Lacey Lace, that's right, Piper.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of good sharpeners in the community. I'm not one of them. I'm just one of those guys who sharpens when he's on Ambien and he buys shit he doesn't need.
So your blade, what? Your blade starts out like that. When you're done, you're sharpening.
No, when I wake up and I've sharpened a knife, I've done it consciously, just like I would have sharpened it had I been fully awake. And I've put edges on all my knives. I do, like, if you want a 17-degree edge, or when I wanted to put real good edges on my Hinder XM18s and my clips, I reached out to Jared Neves just to get an angle. And he helped me out, gave me a starting angle, and said, if you just reprofile to here, and that'll be great. I sharpened it to it till I got a burr, and then finished it off, and it's a great edge. Let me show it to you.
JuhVon can sharpen anything you want, so long as you get a 17-degree edge on it.
No, this isn't 17 degrees. It's just how once I keep it set, I don't know where to start and where to end. I just go with what people recommend, but that's my hinders.
Yeah, see, like this one needs this XM18. It's like it cuts, but it's not super sharp. Like
I need to reprofile this thing.
Want to do.
That's my next question to Jared: is where would you start on a 940 or 945? Because
they come so thick behind the edge. I don't understand. Like I was like, what the hell when I got it? I was blown away how thick it was behind the edge.
Look how small you've got from where the swedge comes down. So you've got a very short angle where you couldn't get too slicey. So I'd like to know what that original bevel is, and maybe go a degree or two less than that and try that. But I haven't asked Jared yet. He would know. And guys, if you are looking, shoot Jared a DM if you got a question like that. But there are a lot of good people out there that can help us with sharpening. I just like to do it.
Does it make you feel good inside? Every once in a while, Jared will like one of my posts on Instagram, and I go, "Whoo!"
I just like to know that he's looking. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, someone.
Hey,
I'm not a pro by any means at sharpening, but I just try to take care of my stuff best I can,
And Jared is one of the nicest human beings when you meet him in person. He's just like you see him. I mean, you've got to be quick to keep up with him. 14 DPS. Wow. So hold on a second. Kyle. 14 degrees per side? So 17 degrees would be fine? How long would that take?
You got that thin blade down to... Oof.
Kyle Coonley is a great sharpener, dude. I'm telling you, if you look at this edge, which my camera's not doing it any justice on this chickadee, and I don't have anything to cut right around me without getting up, and I'll wake up the cat, and then we'll be screwed. That's not an easy knife to sharpen, because I sharpened my S90V one, and I got it very, very sharp. Guess what edge angle?
17 degrees?
17 degrees. But I was told somewhere that was a good EDC edge angle. And like if I was going to sharpen my TRMs, they're probably lower than that. I mean, so some of those real slicey knives are probably a lot. I know Spyderco's are. I know Spyderco's are
before YouTube. I had no like edge angles and like HRC, like all that stuff was magic. Like I didn't care. Like
we were all at the same place at some point, man. Trust me, I didn't know any of that shit either when I got into this.
As we should know,
like a chisel grind still is that like how like I know someday that's gonna need to be sharp. Like it's getting kind of dicked up on the tip.
I carried
Getting a
a.
little dull
so well.
here. Like, do you just sharpen one side? Like
You just sharpen one side, and then you either strop or you knock
That
the
seems
burr off
easy.
the backside. It is easy, and that's why it's designed, because it cuts well and it's easy to maintain in the field.
I carried a crap. Well, not crap. It was a good knife. It was an assisted Gerber. That's what I carried for years before I went down the rabbit hole. But I didn't know what the hell I was doing sharpening it before. It looked like crap, dude. Trust me, it was beat to shit until
I don't-
like a year ago when I pulled it out of a box and I was like, oh, look at this, and I actually fixed up the edge properly and it looks decent now. But
so my, I tried to find it a couple weeks ago. Anyway, like it was always like I always had a knife, and then I needed a work knife, and I still remember like, hey, honey, we have to go to Cabela's. I need a sharpener for my knife, and I just got one of those pull through. It was the
no.
horse. I mean, but that's what
They
But
work
it-
though.
and
Yeah.
the knife I had, if I can find it, man, it was one of my first work.
They do
knives.
work, but you learn not to use them after a while.
100% Piper. He just worked hard and did it. But when you meet him, what I was saying before my squirrel brain went somewhere else, he's the kindest. He'll tell you exactly what he did. He'll help other channels. And he doesn't have the time for that. I don't see how he has the time to answer his DMs, but he does.
Right.
And he's just a genuine stand-up good guy. And I think there are a lot of channels out there that aren't genuine stand-up people. I mean, we probably don't know about them, and they're probably at other communities besides the knife community, but they're out there to sell stuff. They're shills, the way I look at it.
So many. God, I'm
That's everywhere, man.
There's so
Right.
many knife channels. Like I still remember when like the Delica was my nicest knife I had. It was like $100 or something because I bought like I got it on vacation with my brother in Park City, Utah, at some fancy knife store. So this thing was, I don't even know what that retails for, but it was like $100 there. And I was like, oh,
We all
We
start
saw-
somewhere. And that was
That was my
Ken-
first.
I saw Ken Block that day. I mean, it
Oh,
was-
really?
Yeah, it was epic.
That was my first 12 down the rabbit hole when I first started watching YouTube videos, and I was like, oh, I want to try, a $50 knife because that's expensive. I went and got a Kershaw Natrix at the local forging store and rocked that for a little while. Then I picked up a Tenacious, and then from there it just escalated. But
When
Ooh,
COVID
Tena-
started, I had a
I've
couple of
had-
Kershaws.
I've had many a Tenacious, that was my jam for a while. Like it was, I still remember walking into Cabela's and spending $50 on my Tenacious.
thing-
It was all black.
here's mine. It's probably the strongest detent in my whole collection, and I taught myself how to spider flick on the damn thing. And after I
taught
got other
myself
knives
on that
that didn't have
too.
such a strong detent, I was like, oh, why is it this one's hard? Like, what the hell? But
Yeah.
I learned how to do it.
My first one,
But it does
Yeah.
not drop shut at all. It's like,
Oh. We'll have to
that I
start
bought
carrying this
after
again.
COVID started was a Dragonfly, a spider
Yeah.
coat dragon.
Pretty fly. No, I'm absolutely not buying that EXO garbage. It looks like
oh, that karambit, that
Yeah.
fucking, yeah.
I love space knives, but that just looks stupid.
Wait, the XOK, is that the one with the lock or no? Is that a different one?
That's the karambit. All right, hey
Welcome,
guys,
Lady.
I'm gonna chuck deuces and go play some Diablo and make room for.
So we won't see you for 2 days. Or are you going to make an appearance outside of the realm this weekend?
Well, I gotta take my car to get. I gotta take my car to get serviced in the morning. So
All right, brother. I'm glad you
I'll break
stopped
away
by
at some point.
Have a
I
good one.
appreciate you having me on, guys.
and enjoyed you sharing your table of stuff.
Take
Share
care,
your
dude.
table of stuff one more time. Like the show A to
Alright.
Z EDC who just showed up. I don't know if you've met him. Where'd he go? He
Nope,
left.
where'd he go? He was here.
Yeah,
Never
I'd have to open up another window again. to
Never
put the
mind,
table
brother.
Cam on.
Take care, brother.
Later, man.
Love you,
Take
dude.
care, dude.
All right.
Does it suck when you have
Ooh,
so
what-
many knives that you
Whoa,
misplace
front center.
knives?
That's weird. What did that do? Hold on a second, guys. Let me figure out how to.
I've only recently started misplacing knives, and I'm over 100 in my collection. So apparently that's the no-no zone. I need to sell some.
I mean,
100.
I've got like I'm in my room and they're here, but then like there's there's some out in the mantle out there, and then upstairs, and on my nightstand, and my wife is and then in the drawers of her little fancy table, I'll hide them because no one uses those drawers for anything.
I mean,
But I
to be
hide
fair,
knives in
JuhVon,
there.
at least 10 of my knives are all penguins, and then another like 8 of them are all nimbles. So
Oh, I've got hundreds. I'm not giving you a hard time for having 100. I've got like
Here's
4 boxes plus a
here's
door
a 4
hanger.
abused tenacious with no clip, and this thing is.
but a large majority of it is all my budget stuff over here that I just have a ton of, I have a bunch of Civivs and Kaisers and
Howdy, A to Z.
What up?
How are you, brother?
I've got a good little selection of Finch knives going.
I was collecting finches up until the buffalo tooth. Not because I didn't like the buffalo tooth. It was just because I decided to quit buying knives in that price range to save up for knives that I really wanted to get.
And
Be right
they
back.
finally made a Finch I can finger flick, and I'm happy. I'm content. and it's a warning, so it's even better.
That is a nice one. Which one is
Yeah.
that?
That's the oh god, what's it called? Reciprocity with the tidal wave blue, which my light is like messing up, but
I like it.
Nice.
A to Z EDC, that Z-Man, and then Scotch and Things just went
What's up,
to
man?
grab something or take a
Can you
pee.
guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm sorry. I'm taking a piss.
We didn't hear you. We didn't hear you peeing.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really, really sorry for that.
No harm,
But my
no
first-
foul. What do you got
my
there,
first-
Jeff?
The Berg.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Yours is satin. That's a great knife.
See, I like those. Those are sick looking. I like those.
I've seen a couple of them on NAF sale. Let's see what's on NAF sale tonight.
That's
You guys
where I
want to
got
see
the-
my
my-
prized possession?
My first Finch was this guy, and it blew me away. That's what set me down the rabbit hole of Finch knives. Was this one, the Holiday?
Yeah, the Holiday's a nice one.
The action on this thing is just
29.
stupid.
What were you saying, Scotch?
My prized possession. When the whole Ozark Trail thing was going on, I bought that for my wife for Christmas. I was like, $6, come on. And this one's complete garbage. I didn't even put it in her stocking. I just left it on the mantle downstairs. And I just walked by to grab it.
It looks like a knife. It looks like it works fine.
But everybody else is like, this is the greatest $6 knife ever. There's other knives I'd rather buy for $6, I think.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I've
and-
never been an
Ozarks.
Ozark Trail person.
No, I didn't. But there was that whole craze, so I'm in Walmart because that's all we got here. I'm
Right.
like, hey, man, they got them. And everybody, says, how good theirs is. And mine's not.
What are you flipping, JuhVon?
This is a bulldozer, a concept.
I think the only concept I have now is my prickle
This is my only concept, and I got this in a trade from Dark
with
Gravity.
that crazy ass Tonto they did.
Wow.
Ooh.
Holy cow.
That is pretty crazy, Tonto. That is pokey stabby.
No doubt. Scotch, thanks for your input on that Hinder the other day.
Is that?
Yeah, that's A
Wait.
to Z who joined us. I put
That's
him on.
not the same name that messaged me, though, right? Or am I just retarded? Sorry. Oh, that's not politically correct.
Yeah, it should be.
Hey guys, the wizard has
Oh,
just shown
shit.
up Jason Grant.
That not.
We got some
like,
royalty in the house.
I'm not a huge hinderer. Man, that thing is worth some money.
That's
Yeah,
why I
I
told him
would-
to reach out to you because he was getting ready to make a trade.
Yeah, for that. Sure, girl. You were gonna get the tea, and Man, you can, if you wait a week or two, it seems like at least once a month Recon 1 is dropping these with the the turtle model for like, I think they're around $1,000, 1,000 something.
Which one do you have there? Is that a 95?
This is just the F95.
I've got an F95 Zero.
Yeah, and you were going to get the T, right? The turtle one with the texturing.
Yeah, he was going to trade me the T.
I am no expert in hinderers, but the one you had, I think, is going to be significantly more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find one anywhere. I can't even find a photograph of one.
Metal Complex did a video on one. I mean, and he said how rare it was, and then yours has the little steel flame emblem in there. I like,
that's a keeper.
This stupid, like this dumb hinderer. You know, these things were $2,000 for the whole box set. I bet you're looking at. You could probably get that easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
That thing is rare. It's the MP1, right? Or
it's the MP1.
MP1. Those things are, I mean, they're rare just to start with. And then yours has the steel flame logo on there.
Yeah.
And the steel flame pocket clips sell for like $200-$300.
When I got
Jason,
that,
I made you big, brother.
It was the first working finish one I had seen, but I have since seen another.
I see the battle bar.
I keep thinking I want to sell this card series because it's worth some money, but I just love it. So we'll see. Yeah, that knife you have is impressive and rare. What's up, JuhVon? Everybody leave?
Hey, guys. No, Jason just dropped off. I had him big. Let me get us all back up there.
I was hoping to talk to Jason, too.
He's back.
My wife's like, are you going to do this every Friday night? You're just going to talk to your internet friends? Yes.
He's coming back in. But did y'all see that little battle bar? You probably wouldn't know what it was. The one in the middle that's kind of a pry bar?
Yeah. You were talking about the other day. I remember you talking about it, yeah.
Totally cool, dude. And he was like, yeah. Look at Edgy.
I was eyeballing that little fixie all the way on the left. That thing looks sick. The blade looks similar to that Best Tech I ordered this morning, actually.
Edgy, I sent you a link, but you're probably out chasing.
What's up, Illuminati?
Shane's mad at Hinderer. Everybody's always mad at Hinderer.
Shane's just,
Dude, I know, and I know Shane likes HRC and all that stuff. If it works, it works. I don't. Yeah. I'm not an expert enough to know. Like my XM24 that I use at work, it cuts, it pries, it works. I am not an expert, but if it works, it works. And from what I've heard, like Strider's heat treat is amazing, and I've doled the fuck out of this thing. So we'll see.
Can you hear us, Jason?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna make you big for just a second so you can show off what you got.
Oh,
that being said,
I just wanted to stop by and say hi.
Dude, it's great to see you. Everybody, I know Z-Man had a question for you. If you're taking questions, he's on screen with us.
Yeah,
Z-Man,
Dude, that one all the way on the left, that is, what did you do for that finish? Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
This guy, this is just like, I acid etched it a couple times and then just did some texturing on it,
Dude, that back is sick. That's cool. One,
I think John's came out better.
Yeah, that's sick.
I think they're all awesome, dude.
You're doing killer work, man. I admire everything you're doing.
Yeah, this one is that, but I do like gun bluing and shit and wet sanding.
Right.
And, a couple other little things I do. But yeah, that's all. This was one I just made this one to make it because I don't know, I thought a claw was kind of cool looking,
I dig it. I like it.
Cool. But yeah, and then I made this one for this guy Chuck. And I haven't been posting this one because it's, oh my God, dude. you think that like this type of shit, you know, would be harder than this, but this has a step down. If you look, it like goes from, oh, I forget, I think a little over 1/8 of an inch, and then it goes down to about a 1/16.
Ooh, so you had to grind all that down?
Yeah, and
That
then
thing's
it's a full
thin.
flat grind. This will be super slicey when it's, well, I haven't sharpened it yet. I got to finish it, but yeah, that was a pain in the dick, man. That, and I
I'll
had
be
to
right
do
back.
it a couple times because I like overground it one time. Oh, it was a nightmare.
Dude, those are so cool though. I mean, they're all
Yeah,
taking
dude.
such
Look at
unique
your
shapes.
battle bar.
Dude,
That's
the
sick.
battle bar is the coolest thing. I can't
want
quit
one of
talking
them.
about it.
Dude,
That's what I want.
chisel grind, you know? That way you can use it as a, you know, a little fucking pry chingadera or whatever.
Yeah, man, I wish I had the money to try and pick one up. God damn.
Yeah, this thing's pretty, it was an accident. So I started this, and I don't use center lines. Like I just literally cut out the blade shape and then just go for it, you know? I don't even mark a center line for my, you know, for any,
Yeah.
I literally don't, I just do it. I don't know.
Just
That's how I
you're just
tattoo,
taking the
too.
artistic approach. I like that, man.
But
Very organic.
yeah,
Yeah.
this one I had overground. I was going to be a hollow grind, and I wasn't paying attention. And then I flipped it to check out the center line, and I went way past it. So I just said, "Fuck it."
I think
Yeah.
it turned out to be just a great product, dude. I think the battle bar is a great name for it. I think it'll be just well received.
I would-
Everybody loves pry
I
bars, but
would
I've never seen one that
100%
If that thing
use
comes
the
with a
crap out of
Kydex
one of those
sheath,
at work.
I could see guys putting those on their vests or whatever.
I would use the
Yeah.
crap out of that at work, and I'm a maintenance specialist. Like I would use that every day.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make this one's John's, but I'm gonna make a couple more, and then I've been talking to that. You guys heard of that company, Tuya?
Yeah.
Maybe doing a collaboration with them and making a pocket knife battle bar.
That'd be sick.
I don't know. They asked me about it, so I don't know. We'll see.
That's cool.
But I don't know.
anything that
definitely-
puts it in more people's hands, dude. Like I say, what you're
Hell
doing
yeah.
out there, made in the USA, is so impressive. It's just
Oh,
strong.
shit. Hold on real quick. I noticed something. Hold on. My little camera, dude. It's got the wax on it from my knives. That's a little better, I think.
And also, Jason, I just got to say, you killed it with the gripper, bro. I freaking love this thing.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you like it, man. Thank you.
And the V2 is awesome too. I'm saying
yeah,
that game this weekend, brother. If
I'm
that's
jealous
where
that you get to handle that, JuhVon.
Yeah, that V2, yeah, the V2 is pretty cool. I can't wait to hopefully make that one, you know, to sell. Look at the bus, my little bus. Ooh, ugly little fucker. So this Ultim stuff, I think that's the name, Ultim, is that right? Man,
Yeah.
it's
Is it the see-through stuff?
yeah, dude, it's
That almost looked like amber the way it just hit the light. That's crazy.
yeah.
I haven't seen it like that dark.
Well, I did that on purpose because I put black liners
Mm-hmm.
on there. So I was gonna do a real simple, you know, very minimal on this knife. Scales, you know, like just maybe 45-degree chamfers and very just plain, right? And
Right.
I took all the, you know, I was very cautious when I was making the scales. I put the painter's tape on there so you don't scratch, you know, the flat side. And then I took the tape off and I had to touch up something on my grinder. And just from setting that Ultim crap on my, you know, my little plate or whatever, fucking don't even know what this shit's called, whatever. I took it off there and this stuff scratches so easy.
Oh, it's almost like plexiglass, it looks like.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like the latest and greatest. I don't know. I read up on it. It's supposed to be like super heat resistant and strong, but it definitely scratches easy. So that's why I gave this one that kind of textured finish.
It's really
and then
cool when you put the light through it. You can see that it's still got that translucence.
Yeah.
Well, in the sun, you can see the amber through. I kept the flats, or this side, I kept it nice and smooth. I still got I haven't hand sanded this yet, so it'll actually get a lot more like transparent looking once I do that.
Right. That's cool though.
Yeah, it's
I haven't
cool,
seen the
but-
Ultim that dark. That's neat.
Yeah, like I said, I just put black liners on it to give it that darker color.
And what'd you call that blade shape earlier?
The bus.
Yeah, that thing is sick looking. I love the little swedge. I love the way it kicks out.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly. I don't know. I just did this one for me, and then one of my buddies that has bought a couple knives from me liked it. So yeah,
What kind of steel are you using for these?
This is 80 CRV. This one over here. So the thinner blade stock ones are CPM 154.
Okay, I like 154. All right.
Yeah, and then
I love CPM 154.
I can get the 3/16 inch thick stuff in CPM 154 also,
It takes such a great edge. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, what's this one? Yeah, this one's 80 CRV actually, the battle bar. But that's okay. I like the 80 CRV because I can do that real dark finish on it because it'll take gun bluing, but stainless won't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that. That's neat.
Why do you think guys bag on, like, you said CPM 154, which would be like RWL 34? Like, it's easy for me to sharpen.
I love it. It's one of my favorite steels.
Yeah, but people always bag on it. I don't know why.
I don't know.
People just get steel snobby, and they just, I don't know. I don't understand it myself.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Like, if I can get like I get excited. Like, it's like, oh, RVL 34, CP 154.
Brandon, it will probably come in stainless. If you wanted it in stainless, I'm sure Jason could make it in stainless. Brandon Sutton asked if the little battle bar could come in stainless.
Exactly, G-Ball. Exactly.
Yeah, I could also, what I might do also? I might make a battle bar because this one's pretty big. This is, he's a little over 7 inches. I might do one like this big, like, 6.5 inches.
I'm not
like
gonna
like a shorter, fatter one,
I'm
Right.
not expert, but if you did like a keychain one, not for me, but for everyone else.
For everyone else.
No, Jason, you've got an knack for it, brother. I love that little hawky looking, talon looking one on the far left.
Yeah, when this one's finished, I'm gonna sell it. All these are spoken for, but this guy's not.
There you go, guys. There's a chance to
I
jump
think
in.
Budget Blade Reviews is just talking smack. I'm just drunk. I'm not dyslexic. I just killed half a bottle of scotch
Oh, that's
in this
amazing.
live stream. So CPM
T-Ball,
154,
reach out to Brass Brigade.
154 CM.
And Brand New American, thank you for becoming a new member, my friend. I didn't even greet you this evening. I've been back.
I just got a new
program.
knife actually. I haven't bought a knife in probably 6 months, and I got this fucking MSI thing.
Oh, hey,
Dude.
did you? I just saw an Instagram post today about Microtech like listening. So hold yours up. Yours has 3 screws in the back, right?
Yes, sir.
3. What? So they just posted a picture said, Microtech listens, and they posted one I think with 4 or 5, like one up by the pivot, and then the 3 back ones. Like, do you think it needs another body screw?
No.
No, that thing is so.
No.
I mean, I want to say the pivot's like T20 or T15.
It's huge.
Yeah, I don't know
what
if
it
one of
is,
those
but it's big.
fake posts or like they showed a early version and it could all have been photoshopped. I don't know, but it was like Microtech listens to their customers.
Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a
It almost
USA
looks
made
overbuilt.
knife, and it's under $300 right now at the shows.
Yeah, I got this for, it was like 270, or it was from, I didn't get it. Screaming Pirate picked it up for me at the Blade show in Texas or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it was like 270, I think. You know, tax and all that crap.
Yeah, but what a
But-
great price point for Microtech to be
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
offering those in. That
That
and
is-
the stick,
That's
the
gonna.
manual
I mean,
stitch.
that's gonna put a hurt on like Benchmade and Spyderco. I think.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I mean-
nice. The only thing, now I'm not like, I'm pretty good with like, you know, working a knife, like all the, you know, like the fidget shit, whatever, right? Dude, this thing's kind of tough to open. Like when you flick it, dude, it's, I don't know,
You
man,
gotta-
if they need to put more tension on that spring on the, is that called the ram lock, I think?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm
Is it
starting
like
to
is it like Demco? You think?
yeah, it's
Is
similar.
it like a full size Demco? Like it takes some oomph to get it out, but
Yeah, and I feel like I have to get my finger at the very top for that, you know, to build up that pressure. Yeah, dude, for the first couple of days, dude, yeah, there we go. See, that's what was
Yeah.
happening.
And I've seen people that review. I think Metal Complex was pointing that out on
Yeah,
his.
it's crazy.
So-
It's like, I don't
but
know.
Here's my.
Could that be
all
could
right.
that be tuned up different to fix that?
I mean, I guess technically you could loosen the pivot screw a little bit, but that's kind of cheating.
Well,
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
So-
talking about like
Like
the
a
spring back
gripper.
there.
Like
We
a
were talking
gripper,
about-
like, I mean, you can get anything to open and shut easily if you loosen the pivot enough, but then are you going to
Right.
blade play? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Here's my thing. Like, I want that. I want the stitch.
It is-
So
It's a good knife, I will say that. It's just, that's the one
Here's-
thing.
here's all right. The Borka stitches. Have you guys seen
Oh.
the prices on those?
So
Yes.
ridiculous.
Right, anywhere from like $4,000 to say $10,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can't buy that.
I want one, but I can't bring myself to drop the money on one.
Yeah.
But
Ah,
at what point, like, why is it so overpriced? Like to where like a Strider like custom won't be that much, but why is Anthony's? Because hand ground, right? It's pretty much a production handle, right? The CNC, I mean, it's not like the scales are handmade. I don't know what gets it to the other than the ultimate grind.
well,
What
it's-
gets to that like $10,000 price range?
Brandon Sutton hit it on the nail. on
when
the
you
head.
have
The
enough
man-
followers where you get to the rich guy that can spend that much money.
and make the
Yeah.
demand so great and the supply so squeezed that people that actually are paying that much for a knife find it appealing and feel like they're getting something better than the next guy would.
So here's my next thing. So these knife retailer resellers, the smaller ones,
Like Arizona.
no.
Yeah.
Let's say like E-Knives. Or like I was a big fan of E-Knives. I bought my first Chavez from them. But their resale prices on some stuff is stupid. And there's some other ones I follow on like Instagram for like Strider stuff. If you follow like Strider Strider pricing, it's absolutely absurd what
Any demon
E9 is asking for a, they went to the, I get it. They paid the plane ticket, but how are they getting this knife in black? It's a $700 knife and they want $1,500 for it.
Are those the pre-owned? Because I think those could be.
No.
These
No.
aren't the pre-owned. Okay.
Brand new.
Yeah, that
They're
doesn't.
asking for a Strider .75 AR. They had one up for like $700.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, I'm.
I thought
and
Strider
don't-
was like Hinderer, where you couldn't jack up the
You-
prices artificially.
Well, so they have Strider pricing, and then there's if you get it at the show. I talked to a guy who's a kind of a Strider dealer, and he goes to the shows, and I get you have to you have to pay for the plane ticket, you have to pay for your hotel, and even like Monkey Edge. I asked him like, what? So why is there Strider pricing on a drop, and then you guys are $700 more? And they're like, well, that's what they've set that minimum for their dealers. But I mean, it's really only Monkey Edge, and there's a couple. There's not many secondary, but like E-Knives, they're not a Strider dealer, and they've set. I mean, they've really, I think, hurt their reputation for a go-to dealer when they're coming back at crazy prices. Where like you're trying to double and triple the price on a knife like this.
Well, I think there's
Just-
so few people, you being one of them, that actually know what that pricing should be. And I'll tell you what my experience was trying to just find a T-shirt for a buddy at the Blade Show last year. Strider had no presence there except
No.
for the secondary resellers. So it's
Yeah.
almost like this mystique, unless you're in the know. And there were
Yeah.
plenty of people
Crazy.
looking at Striders, and plenty of tables there that were selling, like you said, for probably greatly inflated prices, Striders, as they
Oh, yeah.
were Ariuses and Roxy's or Rosie's. But I think it all comes down to what the market will bear, and then you'll find somebody who's needing to unload it quickly, and they'll sell it for a lot less, just because
Yeah.
they don't have the time to let the market find the right buyer, right?
Yeah, I've just been, I don't know. I look at E-Knives as like a mom and pop shop.
I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of theirs. They sold me my
Yeah,
Medfords and a couple other
Yeah,
knives. I forget what.
I
I've
bought it.
never
I
bought from
bought
them, so
a lot of stuff. I bought a lot of stuff from them, but
They're
like,
right in
just,
Hickson, Tennessee, about an hour from me.
just seeing, and that they went from like a, they sent me like my first knife. I got a Band-Aid and some candy from them, and a nice note. And I'm Clayton and Coco. I don't want to bash you guys, but I mean, you can't ask scalper prices. Just don't go to a show as a dealer and then get like scalper prices on a knife. That
Well,
hurts me.
Check it out. At the end of the day, you know whose fault it is that the people on the secondary market are charging that much and getting away with it? It's
They
our
they
fault.
will, but
It's
they
the
won't
people that
because
pay the prices. It's their fault.
Mhm.
I
you know?
Yep.
I talked to a
It's-
buddy.
If
all
nobody
the
paid
time.
those prices, they couldn't sell them for that because
See,
no one
but
would pay those prices.
I talk to a buddy all the time. We watch. It's like a stock market, like Hinder. I'm sorry, not Hinder. Medford. I love Medford, but for me to pay full price for Medford, it's hard because on secondary, I mean, they pump up so many, like this knife in 3V. They were advertising them. They went for like $1,000, and I was patient and got it for half that, 600. Strider is that one, at least in the world I live in, that one knife that kind of outperforms others if it was like a stock, type of a knife.
Right.
But like we watched, like Monkey Edge frag pattern, right? These were always trading for around 8. And then all of a sudden you saw a jump to $1,000, $1,100. We're like, that's insane.
But people were
Insane.
gobbling them up, probably.
It was insane. But then, and we talked about, like, so, and like the monkey head drops were always kind of far and few between, but the prices started like just going insane. But all of a sudden, like, the drops started happening more and more. So you pick one up just a little bit over retail, and the prices start kind of dropping again. So these things have come back to earth. I don't know. The Strider is like the one knife I know I can buy and not lose money on. So I pay attention to that more. Like, I know if I buy a Medford brand new,
I hear you, buddy.
I'm gonna lose money on it.
Love you guys too. Love you too, buddy. Have a good night.
Awkward.
Night, guys.
Awesome
I gotta
talking
go
with you,
pick up our
Jason.
food. I just got the text that it's already ready.
Enjoy, my friend. Thanks for stopping in and showing your cool shit.
Yeah, I love
Take
you guys.
care,
I'll see
Jason.
you later, man.
Talent. I think
I was
Yeah,
trying
we're
so hard not to
asking
geek
Steve.
out with him on here.
No, dude, he's just like us. He's
I love everything he's doing, man. I totally like look up to what he's doing. I want to get to the point where I can make knives, but I want to buy a house so I can have a shop to do the shit. So I'm trying to work to that. You know what I mean?
It takes
So,
time, dude. And
I
there's
admire
no
that
I'm
he's doing that
sharpen my
stuff.
eyes. What are you talking about? Like, he's 3 steps above, you know.
Yeah. So I was geeking out a little bit. I was like, holy shit, it's Jason Grant. Like,
Sorry, I got drunk in the winter rant.
No, that's dude.
I
It's
just think it's-
frustrating. It's frustrating to everybody.
It is frustrating.
Because you can take that same Strider
because I can't
specific instance and cross it over to any knife that anybody's
yeah.
chasing.
because I had been able, like, to go to a show and you watch these guys, like, they go and, you know, hey,
Where do
I
they
mean,
buy Strider knives though? See, I still don't know that because you can't buy them at a show.
you
Unless you
can.
buy them from
Strider
a
goes to the show. Strider was at Blade Show West.
Strider was
Blade
not
Show,
at Blade
Texas.
Show, the big Blade
Texas.
Show.
They're at Blade Show, Texas.
Okay, so they were. So I've never seen
Yeah.
them at a show, but I've only been to Blade Show East and the Nashville custom knife show.
And they go to you know, all the Recon, or is it Recon one that hosts them?
later, Drooby Tune.
The
Later, Droops.
all the California shows, the California Custom Night Show, and whatever. So here's the thing: these Strider guys, I'm gonna make some enemies. They act like they only like Strider, right? And they only, Strider's my favorite. And they go to the shows, and I mean, all they do is post in the Strider Facebook group all the time about how much they love Strider. But then all of a sudden, they go to a show and they get a show exclusive that they can double their money on. But they're also in the Chris Reeve group. They're in the Hinder group. These guys are, yeah. So that's what, and it's like Strider. They're in all the groups, but
They're more the scalpers than the knife enthusiasts.
don't act like you're such a fan that you're not going to a show to make a buck because you're buying the Strider and whatever else knife you can get. So
I agree. That's just like misrepresenting yourself as a reviewer when all your
That's
your
like
true goal
the
is to sell something,
You
not
know,
to be
I
a fan.
I've dealt with a couple of guys in the Strider group where it's like you offer a trade and they're like, no, I only want Strider. And then later on, they're in the Chris Reed, they're in the Chavez, they're in all the groups. They're just looking
that's
at
just
where
like-
they can make the money.
That's just like the Spyderco fans that get in on the exclusive drop and they buy 5 or 6 of them and then turn
Yeah.
around and freaking double the price on eBay. That shit pisses me off. I'm like, what the?
So-
Leave it there so I can buy it at the fair price. Like, what the fuck?
At least
Like-
Strider, if they do a drop, you could only buy one knife on
Yeah.
the website.
Yeah, and a lot
like,
of them do that, but a lot of them
like,
don't.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like Grimsmo, love them, hate them. Hey, they don't tell you. The shit just shows up. You know, buy it, don't buy it. It's on their site. They don't announce it.
They don't.
I
have
wish
to
more
hype it.
makers would do that.
Where you could just check it daily, and maybe you'll
Yeah.
be the guy that
Right.
finds it in
Oh.
time to get one.
Hey, there's a knife I want. Buy it.
I'll tell you who else does a great job of that is TRM, since they started doing Hillary's Garage on Friday afternoon, where they'll drop atoms, neutrons. Every Friday you can go find, not a shadow, but pretty much any TRM that you've been looking for.
I still don't have any TRMs. I need to go. I really need to try and pick one of them up.
I've never held one.
Dude,
I've
they're my
handled some
favorite
at Knife
knife
Meetup.
manufacturer.
It's
The shadow was sweet.
But for what you like, Scotch and things, it wouldn't be your jam probably. I mean, they're so
But
thin, they're
I'm
so
almost-
slicey.
But I can get behind American made, right? Like I can support that. So
Well,
I'd
and
buy
they
it just to buy it.
do a lot of things for the community that they never do. Like you never know that they're doing it, but anytime there's a fundraiser, they reached out to the people that were doing the Jason Grant fundraiser to make sure that they had a cool prize to be raffled off. So they do stuff like that other makers might do, but I'm just not aware of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I like dumb big stuff, but I mean, like this rasp, man. Like it's just small and
Budget Blade
honestly,
Review. I don't even
like,
count.
that's the
brother.
only
I'm just glad
EDC
you're
knife
here.
I could probably ever have. I'd be fine with it.
I personally won't purchase a knife unless I think the price is valid for what the knife is. Like that, so that's why I don't have Hinders, I don't have Chris Reeves, I don't have Striders, I don't have any of those higher end things, because to me, I don't think what they're putting out is worth the prices they're asking. That's just my opinion.
I think if you can get them on retail
like-
though, like I keep going Medford. You really have to want that knife to pay retail for it,
Right.
because the secondary,
And I just don't want them that
Doesn't
bad. I
hold
just don't.
it doesn't hold up to, like, you can get a really good deal on Medford any
But
time of the
Hinders
day.
do have their value, and Hinders are what they cost, in my experience.
Yeah, like I've never.
Well, see, in Hinders for me, they just don't speak to me. I just don't care for the designs. I'm
I
not
was
drawn to them.
exactly like that, and I know exactly where you're coming from, because I thought that
Yeah.
it was nothing that I would want. And then Dark Gravity said, "Hey, buddy, carry this Hinderer," and he gave me a 3-inch to carry that I ended up buying from him, because it was not my jam. And then it just turned into, I think the knife is so perfectly tuned for what it's designed for, and they're designed for a
Right.
lot of different things because they make a lot of knives. But
I
Yeah.
think it is. Yeah.
I do
something that-
like the Striders. I'm drawn to those, but I just don't got that kind of money.
Well, and that all comes with time.
If you
Yeah.
get it on a drop though, it's. I mean, if you want a Strider, follow them on Instagram. They'll let you know what a drop is, and they're reasonable. I mean, compared to like Chris Reeve and Hinderer, they're in line pricing wise.
And they'll hold their
Secondary-
value. You're holding something that you can turn around and sell if you need your
Right.
money back.
My
Yeah, and I get all that. I just
The knives I have, the Strider is the one knife I can make money on right now. Like
Yeah.
they hold their value plus some. It's the only knife. I mean, unless it's like a super rare exclusive Hinderer or whatever, it's the one knife like you could buy and make some money on the next day.
right.
And again, for
JuhVon,
somebody
don't-
like me, go ahead.
Don't you have an Evo, the CKF?
Mm-mm.
No. See, that's one that I
That's the
really like that
sexiest
knife.
I think that's the sexiest knife out there from
I-
somebody from my perspective. Just looking
had
at it, but
one
I've
and
handled
I
it. It
sold
didn't
it.
work.
I liked it because it was a Strider-esque, like, it's got a very ergonomic. It's
Right.
very. And I couldn't get over the, is it made in China? They made clones for Chris Reeve, so.
See, and I've handled
I
some
don't
Chris
know.
Reeves, and I don't know, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, and that's fine. I just don't. I can't support clones. Like if
And
if you're
and
making
I'm not saying, like,
clones,
I'm not saying like the quality's not there. It just wasn't for me. You know what I mean?
Evo, no. Chris Reeve is great, but like, and the Evo was great. I
Yeah.
just can't get on board if you're a company making clones of an American knife,
Oh yeah.
and then there's
Then
this
also
whole,
making
it's
your
a whole
knife.
it's a whole gray area. And
You're right.
If they would just like come out and say like, no, we don't do that anymore. We're this now. But they haven't.
And
So,
AliExpress will show you that they don't, because
yeah.
I will give you the exact story about what I feel happened with EMP EDC. If you go to AliExpress and you search Nimble, you will find the Nimble and the frame lock and the liner lock. Grateful Panic was curious of what kind of quality they were putting out, because I've got Nimbles.
Do they really have them on AliExpress? Seriously?
Yeah, he ordered one. It came
Get the fuck out.
came in, and dude, it's the same fucking knife. What is happening is QSP or whoever was making it at the time, when they quit making them, the factory keeps running, and they're putting them on another market, because you cannot tell the difference in these two knives. You cannot tell the difference.
So that's why John moved away from. Okay.
I think so. I think they don't treat intellectual property, to Scotch's point, like anything. They'll to them it doesn't
I love
matter.
my fucking. Well, you know that I love my fucking Nimbles.
Yeah, and their original designs, for somebody to just take that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone made that,
selling it.
and then if they're gonna start selling it, so whoever makes it, or not whoever makes it, but maybe the same company, right, who made it for him, they're just gonna pump it out on the black market or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
See, and
it's wrong.
that's wrong. You shouldn't be able to do that.
No, that's my issue. Or like we talked about earlier about like the bug out, right?
Chibo, I thought Best Tech only made the
many videos on people like with
Best Tech did the Thick Boy, and they're doing most of his stuff now, I believe.
But everything before that was QSP, right?
Yes, yeah. All the OG Nimbles are QSP. The Nimble X, the Tonto, the Warney, like they're all QSP.
What is that?
This one?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a Rubens Titanium Tools Roan.
That is sick.
It's a knife I saw and I fell in love with. So then you go down like you follow on Instagram, right? And he hadn't posted in like 2 years. So I'm like, I love that. I mean, look how
thin it is.
Yeah. I was like, I love that knife. And nothing. So you sit there, you follow some guy, and nothing happens. And then finally, he starts. Thanks, son.
Big Boy, the X.
He all of a sudden, like he was ghost silent for 2 years. Oh shit! Dropped on my computer. He makes this. I think he might make some EDC tools, but he posted up like finally, like, hey, I'm gonna do a run, get in, Damascus steel blades only, and I missed out. And then one day he threw up a lotto knife. He's like, here you go. So I was like, in. He's like, you got it. I'm like, sweet. He's like, you want any color? I'm like, no, just give me the fucking knife.
Dude, that thing is, I've never seen anything like that before.
That pattern is cool.
It's Damascus steel, which is like Damascus, but it's made out of, so Damascus steel is owned by, Damascus steel is a company, kind of like any steel company, and they own, so like RWL 34 is Damascus steel. And I mean, the dude, he's some guy in California that just made these knives. I mean, it's the Roan.
And nobody's heard of him. I mean, very few people, except
very few people. This is. I mean, like I said, I started following him like 2 years ago, and I've got 176. And he just like I said, he's a guy that makes knives but has a day job, and
that's number 176 is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So he's only made
Yeah.
176 of those knives.
yeah, I think he's up to like 180 something now. But it's
You got to appreciate the craftsmanship and
Oh,
the
yeah.
It's I mean, and he makes the blade is, you know, can you see the steps?
Yeah, I can see
Kinda
it
like
still
Grim's
sticks
Mo.
out.
Yeah, it is sharp as all get out, and I've had this thing since like August of last year. I carry it like it's one of those knives like you carried it and it makes you happy,
Hell yeah.
but it's so thin and it's super sharp and it cuts great. And he every once in a while on Instagram he'll like just like, hey, who wants in? This knife's available. All of a sudden, and I would love just like a plain Jane version now, like not the Damasteel, but like an RWL 34, just a user. But I mean, it's
Guys, I'm going to be giving this away later. This is the Eutectic Liang Ma Trinity. Sweet little knife.
They finally start selling those damn things.
I picked this up at Blade Show East, but the Trinity you can find it from time to time. They're sold out everywhere, but the FSD has not come out yet.
it's
I was
hilarious,
waiting and waiting and
the
waiting. I
one that
never
looks
saw
like
them drop
Field.
anywhere.
like,
Yeah, I picked this
you guys,
up from Liang there.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Dirk-
what I did.
you guys watch Dirk Warning?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think we have maybe similar tastes, but like he posted this knife up like because a buddy sent it to him. He's like, I'd never heard of this. I'm like, I sent him a message. I'm like, I love this knife. Talk about it. Like, I love this knife. He's an American maker. Like it's perfect. Like in hand. God, I hate this camera.
But it sounds like
In
he doesn't
hand.
make a lot of them. I mean,
He doesn't. So, but if you're in like, but it just kind of like I just still remember the first time I saw a picture of that. I'm like, yeah, that's my kind of knife.
yeah, it definitely speaks to me looking at it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure. What's the dollar amount on it though? Is it like
it
thousands?
was like $1,600 for the Damasteel.
Yeah.
You want to check it out? I'll send it to you.
Oh, dude, you don't have to do that. That's
Oh,
beautiful
dude.
though.
You need to. I think like for the non-Damasteel blade, I think it's around 900. But my God, this thing is sharp. He could put an edge on a knife.
It's gonna show.
I'll have to send it to you, man, because it's. I just want the word like to get out.
It's
Like,
stunning.
You
Now,
find
who's
that
the-
maker.
No, it's not gonna do it.
Who's the maker?
This one,
Yeah,
Rubens Titanium Tools.
Titanium Tools. Ruben Titanium
Ruben.
Tools. And
Rubens.
he's on Instagram.
Rubens Titanium Tools, and this is called the Roan. And he'll anodate, like he's like, "Do you want some color on it?" I'm like, "No, just give me the knife. Give me the knife."
Damn, really?
Tool.
This is one of my favorite. Just like, I'm just gonna carry a knife today.
Dude, it's beautiful.
Well, it does not want to focus. God damn.
Oh, I just found him and I was not following him. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, I will totally send it to you. I mean, it's such a good knife. I want another non-Damasteel blade, but I mean, it's he's. I mean, I don't know why he started making them and then stopped and started again, but there's these small pockets of guys that need recognition.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
he definitely does. Absolutely, man. I mean, there are people out there that, for me, the knife, I guess you'd call it ecosystem, is so narrow just because I'm only
yeah.
exposed to what I'm exposed to. There's just so many times.
Well, JuhVon, did you hear about what happened with the Thick Boy when EMP brought it out? There was a custom maker somewhere. I can't think of his name now, but he was going after EMP because he makes a custom knife that looks very similar to this. Like,
I
very
know
very
Lefty's
close
gone
looking.
through that too. He's got people like after him.
And he was going after EMP, and EMP's like, dude, I don't know who you are. I've never heard of you. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to, like, you know what I mean? He's like, wasn't trying to step on your toes. I didn't mean anything by it. Like, he was trying to be cool about it, and the other guy was just being a total dick about it. Like, I don't
Well, a
know.
lot of custom makers
Like,
are like that. They're very
yeah,
judgmental, and they don't realize that they're not the only person that thinks about something. That every knife, with the exception of a few, looks similar to other knives.
oh yeah. It can only be reimagined in so many ways. Like,
This is such a great knife, though. This thick boy.
oh, I love my thick boy. It's probably my smoothest, like, closing knife I have. The way it just fucking.
The one that got my attention recently is this 9, this quiet carry.
Yeah.
It's so freaking smooth. Whoops, as I fail it because I put my finger against it. But I didn't like it because it had the shred carbon on it, and I've always thought quiet carry should be full tie knives. But this one that Chaz Like Sharp Objects sold me has the micarta that looks like carbon fiber, actually.
Is that thing comfortable with that big old cutout?
Dude, it's awesome. I mean, the ergo.
It looks like it'd be uncomfortable to me.
It's everybody's different, but for me, my finger falls right in there, and I think it feels great. Super thin. But yeah, that's subjective. For me, it works perfectly. I mean, I love having that cut out because it just keeps me. It's a natural place that my hand would go anyway.
Yeah, exactly, Jeffrey. And my big thing with knives is, like, if you're doing a full-out clone, that's bullcrap. Don't do that. If you're designing something and you're paying homage to something else, that's respectable. You know what I mean? Just
Absolutely.
Don't completely blatantly copy somebody's design. That's fucked up. Like,
well, Lefty even says that. He pays homage, and he reached out to Liang Ma before he designed the Stout. I didn't see anything similar between the Stout and the Field Duty, but Lefty said that the deployment hole was very much homage to the Field Duty. And he reached out to Liang Ma.
I couldn't even tell, honestly.
Me neither, but I think that's the right way to do it. Now, if Liang has said no, I think that's a problem. Would Lefty have changed it? Probably. But yeah, if you look at the Field Duty,
oh yeah, okay, I kind of see it. Yeah, it's similar.
And that's what he asked, so he reached out to Leon because, again, nobody would ever say anything that it looks like you ripped something off, but Lefty thought enough about that's what I was intending, to pay homage to. How do you like that knife?
I love it, but I don't care. I mean, God, it's perfect.
Was that the Stout?
Yeah. You did a good job.
Dude,
like, listen to you guys.
I wanted so hard to find something wrong with it when I got mine, just so I could fuck with them. But it's too good. It's a solid knife, man. Like,
well, I got in on the Growler and enjoyed it.
Yeah, I got one of those right here too.
I wasn't buying budgets at the time, but I picked up the mash.
I just pre-ordered the mash. I'm waiting on that.
All right, hold on, JuhVon. You're a skater.
Big time.
I told Kevin when this came out, I said, "That's Tony Hawk."
Absolutely.
That
is a Hawk build, dude.
Dude, yeah. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Mm-mm.
Like that. I said, I will buy that knife just for that. That is. It just brings back memories from my childhood. So we talked about that last week about skateboards, and I've got boards
also waiting on the
in my garage.
Dude, they're artwork.
I mean, it is.
Also,
it's
That's what
I'm also waiting on the microburst.
Oh, the microburst?
Yeah, I'm also waiting on that one. I'm digging the budget friendly knives from our our YouTuber guys that are doing it. I'm digging that more budget friendly range that they're doing from like Lefty and KC and.
Yeah, I can't remember. Shane did a really good video on that. Because they're great knives. I mean, there's so many knives that do what you need a knife to do, right? I mean,
Here's my like
99% of what we're going after
I mean,
are just
$85, and it's a stellar fucking knife, man. Like, that's the opinion. Fucking awesome knife. Like, I love this thing. That's KC Knives Fat.
I almost felt like I loved it, like, and I posted it for sale for a while, but like then you put it in hand and you're like, oh, it's a good knife. But a lot of them weren't they almost all the same. That was my. It was like, all right, it's gonna be a titanium bolster, some carbon fiber or something. Like it was like change it up a little, guys. That was my
they
thing.
did
Like a
offer. They
lot
did
of the
scales for it and some different stuff that I think he got Carbonized involved with to make where they could make.
no, not just Lefty. No, I'm saying like it was just like Lefty started it. He wanted a bolster lock, and then there was a whole line of other knives that kind of followed suit after Cav. They came out with kind of the same style.
One Moon, there's only a handful of opinions left on his site. If you want one, you better get it. He was saying that the other day. He's only got a few left.
Bama, you want a link, brother?
Bring him in. The more the merrier.
Where is Bama?
Is Shane still here? I every Sunday, man. Him and
Grateful Panic.
That's what I put on when I go to bed.
I love it, man. I listen to
I
him
just put
too.
the headphone in and go to right to bed. Not that they're boring, but that's what like you were
That's the
talking
right
earlier.
time. That's your bewitching hour.
I
Hey
could
guys,
do that
I'm
with
actually gonna
them.
have to. I'm gonna actually have to end earlier tonight because I've got to cover my car before the tornadoes come. Since I ripped the left side of it off. But do you
Take
guys
care,
have
man.
anything to peace out before we go, Z-Man?
Nothing.
Nothing
Because I
off the
know
top of
we've
my
got a
head.
couple of hours before said Stevie comes on, but I've got to do some what you would call car prep. When I hit that, well, I won't say it on air, but when the left door came off, yeah, there's a gaping hole.
Yeah, well, we'll take care of that.
I hear the wind, so it's just one of those things. The cat came in about an hour ago and was like, dude, you better get out there.
Right.
But I love you guys.
Yeah, man.
Next
Thanks for letting me
weekend
come
we'll
on.
do-
Thanks for,
Well,
again,
anytime,
thanks for,
dude. I love it. I love having you guys on. Next weekend we'll do 3 hours. We'll
it's a blast, man.
I'll find out what happened to Tad, and we'll go from there, guys. I love you all.
Oh yeah.
Till we
Love
read
you guys.
again. Peace.